If you want to file a great patent, make sure you're doing these 12 things. Okay, number one, you must be in control. You and only you. That's right, you have to be the one that handles everything. You have to be the one that's gathering all the information. You have to be the one that controls it. You cannot just give it to somebody else. It has to be you. Okay, number two, you have to be an expert. That's right, just you. You have to know more about your invention than anyone, because that information that you have gathered about your invention, you can share it now with your patent attorney or your patent agent. So when you file for your PPA or your non-provisional patent application, you know exactly what to do. You know everything about your invention, so you can do a good job. Okay, number three, you have to make sure someone actually wants your invention. In fact, my patent attorney told me at the very beginning, he said, look, Steve's protection's easy, selling is hard. So you have to make sure you're coming up with something that people will actually want to purchase and use. So how do you know? Number four, you need to file a provisional patent application, so you have 1 year to test your idea, your invention, to see if anybody really wants it. You have patent pending status for 1 year. You can go out there, you can talk to people to see if people really want your idea. So file that provisional patent application. It's a great way for you to get out there and test your ideas. Okay, number five, you need to know the prior art. Yes, you need to know if someone has already invented your invention. So how do you do that? Well, you can do a Google image search, a Google shopping search, and look around to see if there's any similar ideas. You could also do a patent search, learn how to do it yourself, or hire someone to do it for you to make sure you know what you're doing and what someone else has done before you, to make sure you have a point of difference. It's very important to do, so know the prior art. Okay, number six, similar ideas. Why do you look for similar ideas? Because you want to make sure you have a clear point of difference in the marketplace. You want to make sure that when someone actually manufactures your invention, your product, that it can compete in the marketplace at the right price point. So know the similar products out there in the market and how yours is going to compete. Okay, number seven. Understand how your invention, how your product is going to be manufactured at the most efficient way using existing equipment, or maybe you have to kind of build a new piece of equipment. It does not matter, but you want to make sure you know how to manufacture. It's extremely important. How can you manufacture your invention, your product, the most efficient way? Okay, number eight, you're building a prototype. I love prototypes. And this is a very important part of this process. To build a prototype, learn what works, learn what doesn't work. You're going to learn a lot about different variations. You're going to learn a lot about different materials. You're going to learn what you need to file your intellectual property on, especially on what works, and maybe, and just maybe, other ways to build it, because you built it yourself and you know all the alternative ways, you know the workarounds, you know the variations. So build a working prototype. Okay, number nine, you want to know a little bit about the industry. That's right. You want to know a little bit about the industry so you can tell how important is intellectual property. That's going to tell you how much you're going to need to file, what type of intellectual property you're going to need, and how important it is so you can start protecting what you created. Okay, number 10 is one of my favorites. You guys, you need to understand the workarounds and the variations. I talked a little bit about it a little bit earlier when you're building prototypes, when you're really kind of playing with manufacturing or understanding the manufacturing. You need to know all the different ways someone might steal it from you. It's very important to include those workarounds and variations, so not only have you protected your invention, but you have protected the innovation. Number 11, I cannot explain how important this is. You have to make sure you're working with a good patent attorney or a good patent agent, that they understand your technology, they've got a great track record, they're going to care about you and your success. It's very important. And make sure you understand how successful they are working with patent examiners. So who you hire is going to be extremely important to the success and the value to make sure you have a great patent. Okay, number 12 is the last one, you guys. You have to make sure you have a budget for this. And I know it can get expensive, and it will get expensive, but you have to make sure you budget accordingly, and you're asking these patent attorneys or patent agents, what is it going to cost to complete all of it, including office actions? That's right, you don't want surprises, and you want to make sure it's within your budget, or if it's not, make sure financially you can find those dollars to make sure you do have a budget. It's very, very important to do this correctly. All right, this is Stephen Key. I gave you 12 things to do to make sure you're going to file a great patent. If you have any more questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me, Stephen@patentyourinventions.com. And here's my channel up here. And if you want to watch more videos, please click here.